Life taught me every L is a lesson, and every day is a blessing. Yeah, roll a spliff, we might have a session. No need for all the stressing. It's your boy DK the Real, man. Welcome back to another Real Balance episode. I got my boy Ian Childs here, back again. My boy Ramil back again. My boy the Orange Bean Sir, aka Victor Youssef, back again. I even want to give a shout out to my boy Q. Y'all can't see him, but he here. Shout out to my dog, man. That's my road dog. So shout out for him coming through and checking out how we do this.
Dallas.
Yes, sir. Shout out Dallas, Texas. Shout out the gang, man. So today, man, the episode, we're going to get into talking about perfectionism and the strive for greatness and the strive to find one's genius. Because I feel like everybody has genius in them. It just goes down to unlocking your genius, figuring out what your genius is, and then living authentically through it. And so when it comes down to perfectionism, I know last week we talked about like the responsible usage of marijuana and, you know, and what that might look like. But we was actually gonna reshoot the episode. We was actually gonna reshoot the first episode one because, you know, it was the first episode, so it wasn't perfect, and I was just kind of picking apart a whole bunch of shit. And you know, something Ian always gets on me about is just like, bro, just like you're fine. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to be so perfect. People don't need to see the most pristine part of all your work. You know what I'm saying? Because things are gonna get ironed out through anything that you're doing, whether if it's business or anything, any type of vision you have. So
yeah, and you're in a part of something we've talked about before is like we're in the journey, you know, to get to where we want to be, you know, shining and doing everything else. But like we're just now starting this, right? You know what I mean? So having you already have high expectations of everything you do, you know what I mean?
Right.
And having such high expectations for this and being like, all right, I want to redo this, and this is episode 4, maybe, you know, we'll see. But like, just being like, all right, it's done. Let me move on to the next one because the next one's gonna be better, right? You know, and just keep that progression because when people see this and they're gonna see next 5, 10, 20 episodes, they're gonna see the growth in that. You know what I mean?
And I know it was growth for me literally because like, yeah, we was all together. He was like, bro, why are we redoing it? Like you had some heat in that joint. Like just keep moving forward, bro. Like, who cares if it's perfect or not? And it's like, okay, boom, let's do it. So yeah, that was great.
To add to that, one statement or one saying that I never understood until maybe about like 2 years ago was when people say you're only going to get bigger. I never knew what they meant by that. But what they meant by that is you can't, once you start something or once you're, you know, producing, whatever the case is, it's not like if you put a video out on YouTube, it can't go down in views. It can only go up. You know what I'm saying? So to add to what Ian was saying, basically, this is episode 4. I think we already have great chemistry amongst the 4 of us. And I talk about all the great guests you're going to have on here and that sort of thing. But for us to show this amount of just dedication, consistency to it, everyone's showing up, everyone's ready to work, everyone's ready to, you know what I'm saying? That alone says a lot about where things are and where things are headed. So I think you taking the time out, and like Ian said, you're someone that you really like, you critique yourself really like, you know what I'm saying, like knows, like, you know, real hard, man. Like you're really hard on yourself, bro. And that's a good thing. But I'm glad that you were able to take a step back and realize that, okay, I know I want things to be here and it's going to get there. That doesn't mean I have to hide the rest of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the imperfections that it took to get there.
Facts.
Yeah, you know.
And the funny thing is, this is the journey, or like the initial stuff is what people really enjoy the most. Like people enjoy the big production, all that sort of thing, but people really love the behind the scenes. Like, oh, y'all really got it from like, really like, wow, they really started from there and like, look where they're at now type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So
I even look at it with some of my favorite artists on like some of their earlier stuff is some of my favorite shit, you know? And so even though they've grown and they've had growth and they still make great music, like that initial stuff that when I came in watching them on the ground floor, listening to them on the ground, like.
What's your favorite Lionel Richie album?
I don't know Lionel Richie like that.
You taking it back, boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So perfectionism, bro, is anybody that strives for greatness or strives to find that inner genius or that thing. I know when I read the book The Alchemist, that was it could almost be the personal legend that the shepherd boy from The Alchemist was referring to. When haven't you guys read The Alchemist here?
I haven't read it.
So when the shepherd boy, his whole thing was he started off in a small town and he just wanted more. He was he was a really good shepherd. He was just kind of good at doing what he was doing, and he just had a vision one day and he wanted to go to Egypt. So he left his small shepherd town. He even took his flock with him. His flock grew. He went through a bunch of shit. He got robbed. He didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Desert.
Yeah, he went, it was a whole journey. Yeah. He fell in love with a woman on his way there. He still decided to turn away from that love and keep moving forward. And it's a really dope book, honestly. But the moral of the story is he was in search for his inner genius. He was in search for his inner fire, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that quest that we all have inside of us. We all want that shit, bro. We all have it. And so, and so he went there, he found his quest, you know what I'm saying? He found his shorty and all of that. And then he came back, married her, and he had a great testimony, if you will, from chasing that. And so I feel like deep down, we all want to be great. We all want to find our own genius and we all want to live through our own genius. But what I feel like, and I can even speak for myself and say that in this information age with, Instagram and Snapchat and YouTube, it's so easy to look at someone else's life and someone else's persona and just want to copy.
Miami again?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even with music, it's like, yeah, I done been in the streets and I done did some street shit. Yeah, I done trapped and hustled and all of that good stuff. I done did it all. But it's like, bro, I don't want to rap about that shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to make music. And then it's like, even outside of music, do I want to make music because it's a thing and it'll get me notarized or whatever? Or is it because I just want to make really good, dope music? And then when you sit down with yourself and ask yourself those questions, that's when you can get down to the meat and, of what greatness means to you or what you truly want, So, yeah, man.
Do you feel like, do you think that there is a fear of greatness or do you think people just want to be average?
I got a question after that too that connects to that, but go ahead.
Man, I don't think nobody wants to be average, but I think humans do the least that they can possibly do for comfortability. I think humans want to be comfortable, but usually greatness isn't comfortable. And that's what I'm starting to realize now as I'm, just trying to learn to be a better planner with the podcast and I'm running my business. I'm going to launch another business. We do music. Like you already know, everything is revving up with the clique of guys that I got around me. We're getting into some shit, closing properties, so things is getting real for us, bro. So like, it's like, damn, I feel this pressure. Like I feel this shit, bro. But it's like, this is what that strive feels like. It's not comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So, do people want to be average? No, but do people want to be great as much as they want to be comfortable?
What's the fear, you think? And that's exactly the question I asked, but what do you think is the biggest factor in terms of why people just settle? Because you hear people all the time say, man, I hate this job. I don't like doing this. Man, I wish I was doing X, Y, and Z. And it's like, why aren't you? Like, you're able-bodied. You don't have any kids.
Bro, fear, bro. I swear to God, bro. We talked about this on episode 2. We talked about fear.
The fear of the unknown.
Yeah, the unknown. that quote that I told you guys about. I don't know if it was by Maya Angelou or I forgot who was the originator of the quote, but it was like, our greatest fear is not it's from Coach Carter as well. I don't know who the exact.
Oh, that we're not, that greatest fear is not that we're
inadequate, but that we are greater beyond measure. Yeah.
Facts.
It's not our own light. And, it's a whole thing. I could pull it up, but I'm pretty sure people watching will know what we're talking about.
You got the gist of it. Yeah.
But yeah, bro, I think a lot of people want what they're not willing to work for, bro. And I think that's what it boils down to.
Talk about it.
That's ultimately what it boils down to, bro. And so every day when I get up in the morning, I listen to shit that makes me want to work. Like me and Q was in the car, driving to the podcast studio today. I listened to what I always listen. I'm like, bro, it's the first song I listen to every day is Consistent by Larry June, bro. I bump that shit. It's the first song I play every day because it's a vibe. And then it's just bumping consistency, bro, in my head. You got to trust your dope before you can sell it. Pack it and mail it. I mean, obviously he's speaking like trap nigga lingo, but what he's saying is, bro, trust your gift and trust what you have to offer the world before you start trying to sell this shit and start trying to, like, hey, look at me. Like, bro, perfect your shit. If you're gonna sell dope, you better learn how to cook that shit, right? Like, If you're gonna sell makeup, you better know how to, you know what I'm saying?
Mix and blend.
Yeah, if you're gonna do whatever the hell you're doing, be good at it, bro. Own that shit.
Absolutely.
So yeah. But I definitely think that fear, bro. And like I said, we talked about this even in my own life. When I got to look at the fear that I had in my own life and how my own fears was kind of stopping me from growing and really moving forward, that's when I really seen it. And then I realized, like, bro, it's not just me. I feel like everybody feels this shit. And it's like the people who chip away at it is gonna be the ones who persevere. And then people are gonna look at you one day like, bro, how'd you? And it's like, bro.
In my opinion, I think this age of social media that we're living in doesn't help very much, because when we go on Instagram or Facebook, we see a bunch of highlights and we see where people are in their life, and people look at it like, that's where I want to be. You know, they think about their own life. This is where I want to be, but are they willing to go through the necessary steps to get there?
Right. Yeah. And a lot of people look at those highlights and they're, like you said, people just want to be there. They don't want to do that work.
Instant gratification.
And that's Instagram. Instant, you know, you see
oh, hold on.
And
Feds is watching.
Well, you know, pull up. What's up? No,
you definitely don't want the Feds.
I don't want no smoke.
No, we good on all of that.
Hell no. But no, like when you see stuff like that and you see 7 people posting pictures of the beach. Oh, I went to Florida. Oh, somebody went to Cancun. Like this.
But did you enjoy it? You went, but did you enjoy it?
Right. You see the picture.
That's the real question. You smiling, but is that a real
Absolutely.
smile?
Who paid for the trip?
Oh,
it's different when you saved and grind up your money to go enjoy
your bank
something.
statement.
You feel me? But it's like, bro, I mean, that really ain't my business per se, but it's like, bro, I don't travel much because I'm not having it like that. Like, bro, when I'm having it, trust me, bro, y'all gonna know it's not gonna be cap.
You gonna be in Alaska?
Bro, hell yeah, I'm gonna be everywhere.
Type shit.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna be in Alaska.
I thought he was gonna fumble. He said, nah, for sure.
Hell yeah, bro. My boy Jackson Brown literally just came from Alaska, bro. He might even still be there right now, bro. He was sending me snaps and I'm like,
yeah.
I can't wait till I'm not poor.
Type
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel that.
I ain't poor.
And it's yeah, you're right.
It's
It's not
levels
even
to it, but
it's not even that like you're poor or broke, but like you're not at the level that you want to be, you know, and you're like, we were talking about this earlier about being in a team building and everything, you know, because it's hard to manifest things by yourself. It's totally possible, but you know, you manifest to a certain extent and then you realize like a lot of the people around you are going to help you bring, you know, it's not just your vision, it's ours, you know?
So, and self-manifestation is slow. It happens, but it's slow and you need it to an extent, but it's very, very slow. So yeah, like I said, bro, I've been over grateful for the men that I've got around me and the friends that I got in my life, because literally everything's easier, moving quicker, and just more efficient, bro, when you got the right people around you to, you know, to do some of those things with.
Yeah, manifestation is I think that's something, and actually, you know, let's dive into this actually a little bit, because I personally look at manifestation as, you know, not just the things around me, but in myself. You know, and so for me, I guess one question I would ask you is, what do you see, like, what is manifestation of your best self, of your highest self to you, and what does that look like?
I think you said it. For me, it's being the best me, and there's different levels to it. As I'm saying these affirmations to myself daily, I always say to myself, today I am the best and highest version of myself, because today is a new day. It can't go backwards. Right. So I'm constantly progressing forward and upwards to these next levels. So today I am the best version of myself. I am the highest version of myself. But in order to manifest that, I have to live through this life. I have to live through my life with intent. So starting with analyzing what it is that I am gifted with in this life and how I can add value in this life. So by assessing that, then I try to do my best to put it into action. You know, some days are better than others, but putting that to action creates, you can say, a flow or a velocity of energy and momentum. And each day, you know, today, you never know, it impacts what happens 2 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now. So as long as I'm living each day, giving my best effort genuinely through my authentic self, that's, in my opinion, how I manifestation manifesting my highest self, living through that. And like I said before, just adding value, because everyone, in my opinion, has a purpose. Everyone has gifts, and everyone has value to add in this life, and do it for the collective. It's so easy to get caught up in our individual lives and what we're doing. Yes, that's important, but what is it for? At the end of the day, for me, I do my best to look at the big picture in life, because it's bigger than me. So I'm just one component of this big organism or universe, you know. So I'm just trying to do my part and continue to know myself, and knowing myself, and being more aware of myself and my environment. That gives me what feels to me power, in a sense.
Yep.
So that's how I would describe how I'm continuing to manifest uplifting to my highest self and best self.
Do you and it connects to with that, when it comes to manifesting certain things, do any of you guys, does it help to maybe say it out loud or to write it down or anything? Does it, you guys, because I know a lot of people say like speak it into existence, so to speak. I personally have had some experiences where that happened. You know what I'm saying? You guys can relate to, and you guys have any personal stories or situations where like you were like, you know what, I know I want this thing, even though it didn't really seem like there's any way of like it happening, but you know, at some point later on the line, everything came to fruition.
I've tried writing goals down.
Okay.
You know, I've done it. I believe it works? Sure. You know, it depends on how you see things, but I am a firm believer in affirmations and telling myself who I believe I am and what I want to be. And it's just something about the energy and the frequencies of certain words that I speak out loud and speak to myself. Like I feel it all the way down to my core, to my soul or spirit, whatever you want to see. And I feel that vibrating throughout my body, and I feel it, then I believe it. And when I believe it, I act on it. I go out here and live it. Yeah. You know?
Hell yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. I would say for me, sometimes I do write goals down, or, you know, where I want to be, you know, after my last campaign, I sat down and I wrote out all the things I wanted, you know, where I wanted to be and the goals that I wanted to accomplish, you know, over the next year. And to be honest, like that note got lost in the sauce, you know, I had totally forgot about it. But a few weeks ago when I like came across it again, just going through everything, I started to realize like, dang, some of the stuff that I wrote down, like I accomplished and then some. You know,
maybe you were supposed to lose it on purpose and come back to it.
Right. You know, and I think sometimes maybe the power of words, even in just writing something down, you know, that's also giving you that motive. That's putting that energy out there already, you know.
That's an action.
Absolutely. You know, and so with that, I saw that and I was like, wow, okay. So one of my goals was to have 3 shows, you know, this summer.
Wow.
You know,
Done that.
I've had 6, you know, I've lined up 6 shows for the summer. And that wasn't even me going back to my goals and saying, okay, now I need to get one more. No, I just set my intentions and then executed after that. And honestly, half of it I didn't even realize I was doing, but moving forward and continuing to do those things, I think was reflected based on the words that I wrote down and my goals and things that I wanted to accomplish.
Hell yeah.
Is that something when you write those goals down, do you like tuck it somewhere else where you don't see it anymore? So I know some people hang it up on like a mirror so they see it every time they walk past it or wake up. Like how do you go about that?
I've tried a few different things. So there's times where I'll write something down. So say for smaller, my agenda, for instance, and there are things that I want to accomplish during the week. I'll write those down and put them somewhere in front of me. So you've seen my mirror in my bathroom. It's got hella shit written all over it. You know, the top it says intention because that's the season I'm in. You know, and moving with intent, team building. You know, that's where I'm at right now, and I want to constantly remind myself of that every day. But when it comes to other goals, like I said before, that list that I wrote out and just lost, it wasn't necessarily my intention to do that, but the fact that it was kind of tucked and also pulling that out later on and seeing, wow, I did accomplish some of these things. And there's other things that I'm still working on or things that I'm almost at right now. I thought for me, that was personally encouraging, you know?
I would say one of the things I love that you said is that with you writing those goals down, and as time goes on and you accomplish each one of those goals, I love that you're able to go back and see everything that was written down, and you're able to look at it like, damn, look where I was and look where I am now.
Yeah.
You know, there's something about that that's very powerful and amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to get back on it, man, after listening to you.
Hey, I'm telling you, man. Honestly, and y'all know the stuff that we've done in the last couple months. Easily stuff that we've done in the last week. Honestly, things are moving.
Big moves.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so it's encouraging for me to see that. It's encouraging for me to see that with the people around me as well. Like you're saying, we getting houses. You know, we filming shows. We doing podcasts. We making albums and stuff. Yeah, it's
just expanding the network, man. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful
for sure.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, that's dope. So we have let's talk about genius and what that means to everybody, and discovering your own genius and what that looks like, discovering it, finding it. And does everybody have it, you think? Does everybody, I mean, that kind of goes into the question you asked as far as like, do people want to be average?
I think everyone does have genius. I think how people go about expressing the genius is what really differentiates people. You know, you have some people who are outgoing. You know, great example would be like Kanye West, obviously. Outspoken, probably the biggest name on the planet in the past decade, for sure. Honestly, like this man has timestamped himself in history as like, just, you know what I'm saying, just an icon. You know what I'm saying, more or less of the word. So you got people like that. You got people like, you know, who's someone that's a behind the scenes person, like this guy named Dallas Martin, music executive music producer or director or whatever it is. He worked on Nipsey's. I think he signed Nipsey Hussle or whatever to Republic Records or whatever the case is. But people like that work behind the scenes, that don't need to be in the spotlight, that like are perfectly fine with being in the third row whole time. They're the reason why this whole stadium is jumping right now, and you don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all about how can you express it in a way that is meaningful to you, and in a way that others will receive it. Even I don't know. Do y'all think that it matters how people receive your genius, as long as you're able to get it out the way you want to, or do you think it kind of like you should?
I think you can't. I don't think you can control it sometimes. You
Right.
know? And like we were saying with this podcast, if you know, some people are going to gravitate more towards these first episodes, you know, in the earlier stage of your journey, because that's what they connected with. Some people are gonna, episode 50 is where they start. They're like, dang, all right, this is my shit. You know, I don't really care too much about those other ones, but you know, you're gonna see that other people value you differently than you value yourself. You know, and that's a conversation we can have about relationships and a whole bunch of other stuff. You know, but when it comes to your genius, I think that you have to recognize it in yourself and understand it in yourself for it to project on other people.
I think part of genius, and this is, I mean, I ain't got the answers. We just kind of shooting the shit, but I'm just trying to, you know, find my own genius. But something that I find that I come across is most genius people go through a phase of being looked at as idiots or crazy, or
Kanye.
like they don't know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And some, you know, or like people like 6ix9ine or Playboy Cardi or Lil Nas X, people completely different. Like you can say whatever you want to say about any one of them, but you know, Playboy Cardi's voice is just different and it's unique. It's definitely different. But it's genius. He found a way to get himself into the rap game.
Real life.
You know what I'm saying?
Started a whole wave, honestly.
Yeah,
He
now
separated himself.
Yeah,
Facts.
and now people is bridging off of his sound. You know, I'm sure Lil Nas X is gonna have a whole army in the LGBTQ. It's probably be an army of LGBTQ rappers coming up. You know what I'm saying? Who else did I say? 6ix9ine, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, And now these are obviously different versions of genius, but I believe that a lot of, artists and even, bro, the art of making money sometimes can be genius. The art of getting attention, the marketing, it's really marketing. Marketing is a form of genius, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So I look at Lil Nas X as a genius marketer. Because honestly, this is my opinion, I don't think his music's that good. So without all the flamboyancy, I don't know how well he was actually do. Like he's more of like a symbol for the LGBTQ to me than he is actually a musician. That people are like, oh, he makes great music. It's more so like, oh, he's brave. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But okay, bro, Jay-Z, genius, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? Genius.
So his mixtape for $100 and say, y'all gonna buy this. And people sold out.
Yeah, but it goes even deeper, bro, because it's like Jay-Z started as a dope boy, bro. And he knew that he knew he was genius. He knew he had potential to be exactly what he is today. But, and that's where I think perfectionism ties into it, because it's like, bro, you can't be perfect. Like sometimes you got to start selling dope before you can, you know what I'm saying? Before you can get title and before you can start buying Rock Nation and you know what I'm saying, and do all these extra things, and people can see the genius that's always been there all along. But some people, I'm going to speak for myself, I will never get to know what my true genius is if I don't continue along this marathon. That's why Nipsey's my favorite rapper, because his message of marathon is ingrained in my head. Because it's like, bro, nobody might not like my first couple of albums. Like I said, nobody might not like these first couple podcast episodes, but bro, I'm determined for people over time to know, bro, what's good with me. Like, bro, I am genius. You know what I'm saying?
Something's gonna hit eventually.
Something's going to hit, and I'm going to impact the world. If you're impactful to the world, then that's what it's all about. That's where I want my genius to manifest anyways. It's through impact. Fuck all the extra shit. Like, so, yeah, man, I just think some people are so scared of being different. I think genius sometimes is so simple. It's just different. Just be different.
You think that because it's much easier to fall in line with what's already been done or whatever that current hot wave is at the time? Well, would you agree with that?
Yeah, bro. People are sheep, bro. We're more sheep than we are our own autonomous shepherds. Like we, I know us men in this group for the most part, bro, we, you know what I'm saying? We are pretty self-autonomous, self-thinking people, but the majority of society are sheep. They need to be told what to do. They need to be told what to believe. They need to be told what diet is good for them. They need to be told where they're going to go when they die. They need to be told everything instead of thinking these things for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why one of our prep questions here is like, what type of people do you surround yourself with? I surround myself with open-minded, non-sheeply type of men. You know what I'm saying? Women too. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. And it don't even have to necessarily be like-minded, because you was at my house this morning. Like, I'm very health conscious, but I'm still gonna eat bacon. You don't eat bacon. It's like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're very different in certain ways, but the vibe is like, if I can't elevate you to the level that like my homeostasis is around me and my friends and my solid group of friends is, then we probably not gonna hang around each other. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the core group of men that I'm around, we're all open-minded, free-minded thinking men.
You don't want to sit on the couch and eat strawberry Pop-Tarts all day?
I don't even buy Pop-Tarts, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like, the people you surround yourself with a lot can, bro.
They hold you accountable. Like when y'all these guys FaceTime this morning, man, I looked rough. Real rough. You know what I'm saying?
Chill.
All right. Anyways, but the fact, the simple fact that they both were like, yo, like we're shooting today, like what's up? Like you coming, right? It made me like, damn, I really don't got an excuse not to come. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there trying to talk like, I don't know, bro, I'll figure it out. And they're like, bro, like we gonna shoot it. Like, come on, like you right. So having people, like you said, if you're not someone who maybe not like-minded, but in that same realm of thinking, it probably isn't going to work out. We can be associated. Like you probably have people in your life where it's like you're cool with them, but I can't really hang out with you because you're not doing nothing. At least you're not doing.
Yeah, bro. I will make you feel very uncomfortable. Like I will make an average person feel very uncomfortable hanging around me, bro. And I'm confident enough to say that because I'm not average. I don't do average shit. My schedule is not average, and neither is the men that I'm around. You know what I'm saying? We're all here. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Like every time we talk, it's about not being average. So
Facts.
people be like, bro, I be having girls trying to call me at like 10 o'clock. Bro, I'm off my phone by 10 o'clock. You can't, no, I'm not talking
Email
to you.
me, shorty.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, if you want, like, dead ass. And so that type of energy, it can rub people the wrong way. But bro, that's what what finding your own genius looks like sometimes. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
So look, I'm glad you said that. I just realized something. So one thing about people that's funny, human beings are weird as fuck. But one thing about people that's funny is that if people really treat you how you treat yourself. So if you're like, hey, like, why didn't you call, hey, DK, I hit you up, why didn't you call me back? Oh, bro, I don't answer calls past 9 p.m. I'm in bed. I gotta be up early. Like, you wanna get at me, text me during the day between this time and this time. I won't get to you right away. I'm gonna let you know right away. But when I do respond, we can figure it out. And it makes people it forces people to make a decision as to, do I want to keep interacting with this person, working with this person, or do I want to take a step back? And if you're someone who's actually about shit, and you're someone that actually people can see like, damn, he's doing a lot of shit, people aren't just gonna walk away. People are gonna, you know what? If I want to be around this person, I want to see the ideas he has, you know, let me go ahead and get my shit right, hit this man up on the, you know, when it's an appropriate time type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Iron sharpens iron, bro. And if you already have a circle of pretty sharpened guys, men, whatever, people around you, you have to be sharp to be around, because even if I'm sharp and you want to come around, I need sharpened. Ian sharpens me, Ramil sharpens me.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? We all sharpen each other. So, you know, obviously we just hang around each other more, but you know, so that's the vibe. Just like either be sharp or
Get left.
yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's
because
a t-shirt.
if you just hanging around me, just rubbing off of me all day, then I'm getting dull now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, straight up. So I think when it comes to manifestation and, you know, and manifesting your own genius and finding out who that own genius is, part of that is, you know, realizing what it takes. Sometimes you gotta be bro. I'm in the phase that Ian talks about. I'm in the phase of team building. My cleaning company's growing. This shit's frustrating. So I'm getting to the point where I'm a prick about my time nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like shorties be hitting me up. You know, I'm super active on my Snapchat and Instagram. So people be, you know, asking me questions or whatever, just trying to interact. And I'd be like, bro, 10 o'clock during the week. Like when I'm having a really good focused week and nothing threw me off, like I'm in bed my phone's off by 10 o'clock. I'm in bed by 11. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have my last meal before 8 o'clock type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I like that's what curating my genius looks like, you know?
Discipline.
Discipline, bro.
That's
Honestly.
the biggest one. Discipline.
Honestly, yeah.
Mills, as a boxer, how much does discipline play a role in terms of preparing? Not even preparing for a fight, just to be, you know what I'm saying, ready.
To have the confidence to get in the ring.
What?
If you, just like anything in life, if you don't take the time to prepare, whether that's a sport, whether that's for a meeting, a presentation, it doesn't matter. If you don't discipline yourself and take the necessary steps to prepare for whatever's coming up, what do you think the outcome's going to be?
5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Shout out G Herbo.
Straight up, bro. You know, and so, yeah, man, you know, we all want to be great. We all want to find, well, at least the people who know they really want it, we all have to strive to find that inner genius within ourselves. And I think a big part of that also plays knowing how to be alone. Some of the most genius minds ever, they weren't married. They didn't have kids. They wrote brilliant essays. You know what I'm saying? They wrote tons of books and they spent a lot of time alone. And so I feel like unless you get comfortable with spending that time alone, you'll never find your genius anyways. You know, that's why they say as musicians, when you're in album mode, you shouldn't listen to other people's music because it's gonna fuck with your own genius. It's gonna mess up your own creative juices and you know what I'm saying? Because I know when I listen to anybody's music, I get inspired. Unless there's just complete ass, you know what I'm saying? But I listen to good music, I get inspired every time, you know? So it's like, you know, yeah, bro, it should get deep.
Absolutely.
It should get deep.
Hell yeah.
Me.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So what else we got up in this thing, man? What kind of people you surround yourself with? How can you add? Okay, yeah, we can touch on this to close this thing off.
What's up?
How can we add value through the world through our gifts? and is genius our true greatness?
I think so. I think it's our genius, as we all talked about, is related to our gifts, and our gifts is the value that we add to the world. Where we're all built so uniquely, and that's why when it comes back to the people you surround yourself with, me personally, I love diversifying the people that I'm close with and I have within a network. Because we all bring different gifts, we all bring different perspectives on life, and because of that, I feel like I can learn from everything and everyone outside of myself and use the things that I can relate to in my life and add it to my own. Same thing, like DK, we spend a lot of time with one another in the gym, just bouncing ideas off of one another. And you've helped me in many ways that you may not even know, and just surrounding myself with people who are always striving to be better than what they were yesterday. That's motivating to me to continue to be not like DK necessarily, to not necessarily be like Ian or Vic, but to find it within myself to be the best version of myself, and finding it what it is inside of myself that I can add value to, whether that's the group or my family, and in the bigger picture, the world. So I am a firm believer that finding that, not finding because it's in us already, but expounding and recognizing our gifts and exploring and expressing. So I do believe that's genius in itself, and that's how we can add our genius to the world.
Hell yeah.
I think that there's something with, I look at it, I saw this quote, and it was about networking, and it was saying that the biggest thing about, one of the biggest and most important aspects of networking is giving, right? And I kind of took that and just applied it to a few other things as well. And when I realized, when I'm in a position to give, whether that's my ideas, like you were saying, sometimes you can help somebody out and you might not even know in that way. But if you're willing to give and willing to give your gifts and you're also in a position where people around you are also able to do the same thing, and you can all do that together, then it's going to help you manifest your genius. In my opinion, I think it's going to help you manifest your genius even faster, so.
Because you get more help now. That's why I always tell you guys, I appreciate you guys every time I get a chance, because dead ass, bro. Like, dead ass. I didn't even know that this is how we were going to be doing. Like I said, I know this is kind of like the beginning episodes, and we're just kind of, but I didn't plan this. Like, this was just like, hey, you guys want to cover the podcast? And it's like,
try. You tried.
Yeah, bro.
Once you trying is probably the biggest thing you can do, the best thing you can do. Because once you try, you can then gauge and be like, okay, that didn't go the way I wanted to. Now you have information to go off of as to how to improve. You don't just go in the gym and be like, I'm gonna lift 480 today. No, you're gonna hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you go in and say, okay, let's see how much I can do. 150, 200, 215. Oh, I really can't get that 215. Now you know, okay, 180, 200, that's where I'm at. How do I, you know what I'm saying? Now you can implement.
And that's improve. That perfectionism too. Because if you know you just want to go in there and lift 300 pounds, but you didn't even work your way up to 215, it's like, bro,
don't hurt yourself.
You're like, I don't want to see nobody see me being weak, and I can barely do 195. And it's like,
they're gonna see you getting wheeled out to the hospital.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the same thing could go for this podcast or any other venture. Trust your dope before you can sell it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
good job, Larry.
Straight up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro, be good at what you're doing and be confident. Like, bro, and I've learned major lessons with that in the past, like being overly confident. Cocky. So now, yeah, hell yeah. People have been telling me I've been cocky my whole life. Now I think it's there's some
you
shit.
Don't say.
That's just your. Honestly, I don't think you're cocky. I think your personality. You just have a big personality. Like, no bullshit. Like, you can walk in a room. You're one of those people that you can walk in a room and instantly light it up.
Appreciate that, bro.
type of thing. Honestly, man.
that.
Because for you to set something like this up, you can't be a timid person.
Yeah.
For you to get 4 individual, you know what I'm saying? Like to be in, you know what I'm saying? And consistently, this is episode 4. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people are afraid to hold other people accountable.
Yeah.
That's not the case with you. You understand that I want to be here. I mess with y'all, I rock with y'all, and I want y'all to be a part of this. But if y'all can't keep up, it's tight.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think in something I've noticed with you and also with you is
With
that with like you guys have, and I wouldn't even consider it cockiness, to be honest with you, but you have a kind of confidence that makes people uncomfortable because they're like, dang, he really just said that out loud.
Hell yeah.
Man, especially because the way you be just throwing loops at people just for no reason, just
Bro,
to see
you
how
gotta-
shit lands.
Yeah. Make me coming crazy.
You got to, bro. Because you never know what's going to stick or land. Like, I think you said earlier, like, bro, words, everything is just information. Whether you sell houses, you're on the New York Stock Exchange, you're a doctor, everything is just information. Which then means everything is simply communication. So if I'm able to communicate to you and express how I'm feeling in a way that you can genuinely understand to the fullest extent how it is I'm feeling, then you can okay, I know where he's at. Okay, this is how I can help you. Or, hey man, I don't have the answers, but I can put you in the right direction.
I mean, true, but you just be throwing stuff at people. They don't even understand what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Talk Chinese here and there, you know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people wish they had that though.
Absolutely.
You know, that level of expression. Because you guys don't give a fuck about what people think
can't.
about you.
Yeah,
you know?
and I'm saying I think that is a form of genius that needs to be explored. That's why one of the pillars of the Real Balance brand is self-expression. You know, and this falls deep into the podcast falls deep into self-expression because I genuinely believe whoever the creator of this universe is, like, gave me this form of gift in me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it took me a while, even though I've had it since a kid, it took me a while to be like, it wasn't even football. You couldn't ask me. You asked me, I've been playing on Sundays till I'm about 30, 31, retired, find me a little bad bitch and go get some real estate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Play for the Oakland Raiders, you know?
You know what I'm saying? But bro,
Nigga Gillette commercials and
everything.
shit.
yeah, you know, and shit.
Head and Shoulders with Tro, Palomalu and shit. Bro.
Yeah.
Who's to say, bro, the NFL won't be sponsoring this damn
Type
podcast
shit.
one day, or Head
Type
and Shoulders
shit.
might Head and Shoulders here, you know. Like, who knows, bro?
Yeah.
This is episode 4.
Shit,
know,
you got
but
Carson number. You know what time it is.
I do, bro. I don't got his number, but you know, I can reach him. Oh, me,
And my
bro.
people reach out to your people.
That wouldn't be done, man. But no.
Yeah.
Anything else y'all want to touch on? Any questions y'all want to hit on?
Man, I just love this topic, honestly, because I have a huge appreciation for everyone's gifts and their genius and what they bring to the world, man. Like, you 3 have an amazing gift. Like, and DK, with this podcast is an example of that, like Vic brought up, just to be able to set this up and knowing, recognizing your gift and finding a way to add value to the world. And this is you expressing what's within you in a way, you know, like there's a lot of things that you speak about that a lot of people can relate to that can help someone. You never know.
That's the goal, man.
You know? And then
that's the goal.
Y'all, you guys' music is another example. Like, music is a huge influencer to me personally. Like, and people like y'all bring a different spin of creativity in this life to me personally. So I love this topic, man. And I just have a huge appreciation for everybody and what they do and what their gifts are, man. Just recognize that and express it, man. Everyone's got a purpose. Everyone's got a gift and value to add.
Yeah.
Facts.
Dharma. I read that in the seven spiritual laws of success.
What does that mean? What's Dharma?
Dharma is like it's like a spiritual law that says that everybody has a purpose within them. Everybody's here for a reason.
Gotcha.
And so it really, you know, that's a social construct as well. Pretty much everything is a social construct. But if you agree to that social construct, I think it's powerful. Because it's like same thing with like God and religion. It's like you can choose not to believe in that shit. I don't judge atheists, but the world's much better when you believe in God, bro. It just you believe in something. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. So, bro, yeah, bro. Believe you have a purpose. Hell yeah. Dharma, bro. Hell yeah. So to end this off, I want to ask you guys, what do you think your genius is? And if you don't know, what do you think? What are you hinting at? Like, what might it be?
That's a really good question. I think people can have multiples, you know, and sure. I think for me, I'm still discovering what mine is. But one thing I've realized, and I don't even know if it's genius, it's kind of, maybe it's even just like has something to do with energy, but you know, noticing that a lot of times, like whenever I'm connecting with people or whenever I'm connecting with somebody else, sometimes I can connect two people who could use each other, you know, or are they're in a position where their gifts can help each other, you know, and that's something that I think that I've noticed about not even how I move, but just what happens in my life, you know, and I know that I can spread that to other people and help other people, you know, accomplish and connect with the people that, you know, can help them in whatever destination that they're trying to go.
To add to that, we were talking about that at the crib about like Ian really is a behind the scenes dude. Like Ian's the guy that you walk by and be like, oh, then who was that? And be like, oh yeah, he owns these 5 buildings. Like, what? Yeah, he's a landlord. And that restaurant down there, that's his too. Like what? Like how, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you would never know. Like, what? I just had a drink with that nigga last night. Oh, he's on the Forbes list.
Hey, soon.
Hey, we speaking it to existence.
Type shit.
Yeah. What about you, bro?
I'd say, I'm not sure if you would call it a gift, but I have a passion for helping people and wanting people enjoying life. So however, if I'm in a position to help someone, no matter what it is, it could be giving someone a ride across town, something simple as that. I just believe that I'm very passionate about seeing one another being well, you know? So it took me a lot of time to recognize that, because there's a certain point in my life where that I was going through a phase of a void of identity after I was done with sports. So it took me a lot of time to do a lot of searching within myself and figure out like what it is I want to do in this life outside of sports. How can I add value in this world? And when it came down to it, in my core self, it came down to helping people. And doesn't matter what level it is. Like I said, it could be giving someone a ride down across town. It could be helping someone get their body right, helping someone recover from an injury that they're dealing with. It doesn't matter. As long as if I'm in position to help someone, I'll do it. I'll do it because I know there's been times I've been in need and people have been there for me. So I just love reciprocating that energy.
Hell yeah.
Facts. I'll get to what mine is, but I think what yours is, bro, you are a very solid individual and you're a very peaceful person. And I think you're the type of person where like someone might come to you and ask you like, hey man, I'm dealing with this. How do I get through it? And you might not even know how to get through it, but you're going to say something or you're going to be able to relate it to them in a way where they might see it from a new perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to convey that, but like you're you're like someone that people can go to for like, bro, like I'm going through this, bro. Like I don't know how to get through this.
Sensei, man.
Yeah, bro.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate
real
it.
talk.
Sensei meal.
Like if a homeless person asks Mills for like some money and he have nothing on, he'd be like, I'll walk with you, bro. Like we just, you know what I'm saying? Like where you going, bro? Let's just talk. Like what's going on with you? Like where, like you know what I'm saying? And before you know it, bro got a job at the end of the walk. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think your true genius is gonna manifest whenever you just finish putting in your hours of what was it? You gotta trust your dope, if you will. And so I know you're getting a bunch of certifications right now. You're perfecting your training methodologies. You're making your own training methodologies. So it's taking you a little longer because you're trying to, you know,
start from scratch,
make your own, you know. And so, man, I think in a couple years, you literally gonna be on some sensei shit, bro. Like,
I appreciate y'all.
Literally, like literally, bro. You're gonna be a master of everything you've been studying, from real estate to, you know, financial education to literally, you're gonna be a factory of service to people.
I hope so.
I feel that about all y'all, honestly.
Thank you.
You know, like,
For sure. Yeah.
I would say mine is just more or less Getting people to question things, to ask questions. I'm not a smart person. I'm not a dumb person either, but I'm someone who I like to cement all my decisions in logic and reason.
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat logic.
Never.
Even a crazy dude on the street, even he got to eat 2-3 times a day. Don't let, like, even if he gets hungry, you know what I'm saying, he gonna start acting reasonable, like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I think just getting people to think and getting people to just examine and not just go for, okay, well, I asked them this and they gave me that, so I guess that's what it is. It's like, no, like, there are other options. Like, don't just accept the first thing that you see. Hold on a little bit. Ask, why didn't I get that, promotion or whatever the case is, or damn, this job sucks. Okay, why won't you work another job? You clearly don't like it here. You clearly can get a better paying job elsewhere. Like, it's crazy how people will know the answers to their own problems and not take action.
We all usually do. We all usually
Facts.
do. Sometimes we just kind of need
A push.
we don't trust ourselves. And I think that's part of genius too, because you'll never find your genius if you don't trust yourself. So, I've personally been trying to get out of the act of asking, like, if I can YouTube some shit, I'm not about to ask somebody. Like,
Big bro, send me that post, big bro.
yeah,
Just
it's like,
screenshot it.
bro, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a story for another day. But yeah, bro, just trusting yourself. That is a big part of genius too. And that's something that I struggle with. It's like, I have my own thoughts, but should I trust them? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like,
I think that's part of that fear. The fear of your greatness is, sometimes the answers are already inside of you.
Yep.
And you got to trust you need to trust yourself, and understand that that's part of your greatness, is knowing that. Because we've talked about this. Sometimes you have an answer to something, you don't even know where it came from. Like, it doesn't come from any experience that I've had personally, but
Facts.
you just know.
It's like everything you learn in it only confirming what you already knew.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of double check to confirm, what was already inside. They say nothing is new under the sun. They say, everything was already written, so it's kind of like, okay, I can get down with that train of thought. I don't necessarily know how it all ties in, reincarnation, however the fuck you want to put it, but it's almost like deja vu. They say deja vu is like a lapse of like of time of like consciousness and time zones and shit. Like when you have deja vu, it's like you in another planet, in another world, in another realm of reality, having like a lapse of, and there's like some fuzz and something happens. You're like, hold the fuck up. You come back to this channel real quick. I'm like, now, like I said, that's just...
You potted now. Fez is watching.
Yeah, we definitely have to dive into that another time.
For sure, man. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we've gone over time with this, man. This was a great episode. Thank y'all for coming, watching, tuning in. Yeah, man, it's the Real Balance Podcast, and we're gonna check y'all out on the next time.
You want to give us out with the outro?
Peace out, man.
Fire!
There it is.
Life taught me every L is a lesson.